Ahoy there! Welcome to my ultimate director's cut tour of Cunard's newest ship, Queen Anne. And, for something a bit special, you'll see a dynamic deck plan showing exactly where we are on the ship. I'm David from Curious to Travel. Let's step aboard and explore. So, welcome aboard Cunard's magnificent Queen Anne, where tradition meets modern elegance. We're going to start in the heart of the ship, the grand lobby, and we're greeted by an awe-inspiring triple-height atrium spanning decks 1 to 3. This space is designed to evolve as guests journey through, offering cosy seating, a chance to meet fellow travellers, and stunning photo opportunities. So this tour is a long tour. It's like 2 hours long, but it's neatly divided into chapters. So if you like, you can just watch the bits that interest you, or sit back, relax, and settle in for the whole experience. You'll see either the deck plan or a section of the deck plan to the left or above, and the red dot shows exactly where you are. I start every new area with the full deck plan, so you can get your bearings where we are on the ship, and then I zoom into the section we're in, so you get more detail. Here you can see just the zoomed in plan of Grand Lobby Deck 1. This feature took absolutely ages, so please do let me know in the comments if you like it or not. Here we have the purser's office. Currently it's closed, but normally there's a queue. The lobby has a bespoke geometric marble floor design with monochromatic concentric circles. It was designed by David Collins' studio and draws inspiration from the Art Deco era. If anyone knows what this rather lovely blue and gold artwork is, please let me know in the comments. Just outside the games room on the port side of the lobby area, there's a very interesting chess set. The pieces are huge, and you can see each piece represents something iconic from Cunard. There's the bow of the ship, the funnel, a couple ballroom dancing, an afternoon tea stand, luggage trolley, and the Cunard Golden Lion. The games room itself is a comfortable place to relax, where you can play board games, cards, or do a jigsaw puzzle. Here you can see our current location, just crossing the Bay of Biscay on the way back to Southampton from the Mediterranean. In the heart of the grand lobby stands a 2.3 metre tall polished steel sculpture inspired by the curvature of a ship's propeller. It's a true centrepiece and it's crafted by Zieta Studio. As we move over to the starboard side of the lobby, we come to Queen Anne's drawing room. Step inside Queen Anne's drawing room, a sanctuary of quiet elegance, inspired by the refined charm of an English country manor. This space blends tradition with modern luxury, and at the heart of this stately retreat, a maritime masterpiece stands proudly, a stunning replica of Queen Anne herself. This voyage was in August 2024, and yes, it's taken me a whole 9 months to produce this ship tour. If you enjoy it, please throw me a like and subscribe for more Cunard content. We cross back into the grand lobby now, and at the centre there's a sweeping staircase which commands attention. It's carpeted in a royal blue with a striking red trim, which is a nod to the classic red carpet found on Cunard's other ships. The polished walnut handrail, adorned with brass studs and stainless steel uprights, pays homage to the rivets used in shipbuilding. As we ascend to Deck 2, you catch another glimpse of the stunning triptych mural by Canadian artist Stephen Kirkpatrick, entitled A Cunard Journey. From this angle, the lenticular brass fins depict the departure stage of a voyage. There is a very attractive circular cutout which allows a view down to the steel sculpture on Deck 1, and I've included a brief view of the central lift vestibule. You'll see that they are colour-coded, and the midships lifts and staircases are themed in gold, although each deck has its own artistic design. We'll come back to that later. Now we get another chance to see Kirkpatrick's mural, this time from the angle that represents the at-sea stage of a voyage. We take a brief glimpse of our first restaurant on Queen Anne, the Britannia Club restaurant. Britannia Club is one of 4 classes of travel on the ship and represents an elevated Britannia class experience. I'll explain more about the Cunard classes later, but for now, the main benefit of the Britannia Club restaurant is your own dedicated table without set dining times. As we walk across to the starboard side of Deck 2, we come to the chart room bar. As we step into the chart room bar, one of the first things that will catch your eye is the stunning crystal-draped chandelier that hangs above the bar area. This dramatic centerpiece is not just a light fixture, it's a work of art in itself. It's thoughtfully designed to evoke the shimmer and elegance of the sea, reflecting the light in a way that mimics the way sunlight dances on the waves. It's truly a mesmerizing feature that enhances the luxurious atmosphere of the chart room bar, and it serves as a stunning focal point that draws guests in for a memorable experience. The combination of the chandelier's sparkle, the rich wood panelling, and the deep blue accents creates a striking contrast, modern yet timeless, refined yet warm. It's the perfect backdrop for enjoying a signature martini or a glass of wine as you relax and take in the surroundings. There's a chart room bar on all of the Cunard ships, but on Queen Anne, they've separated the space into 3 intimate zones. Here we catch another glimpse into the Britannia Club restaurant by far the largest Britannia Club restaurant on any Cunard ship. And now we ascend the staircase again towards deck 3. As we reach deck 3 on the port side of the ship, we turn back toward the lobby and we see the final arrival scene on Kirkpatrick's mural. Deck 3 at the lobby has some shops, as well as the Carinthia lounge, which is a cafe lounge that's also present on Queen Mary 2. Let's take a look in some shop windows, shall we? Notice how the metal security grills are artistic and integrated into the design of the ship. And speaking of art, the Deck 3 lift vestibule pattern is unique, while still remaining an overall gold colour. And here we see the Carinthia lounge, which has been criticised on Queen Anne because part of it spills into the lobby corridor. Moving aft on Deck 3, down said corridor, we come to the photography centre. Now if you're quick, you can just catch a glimpse of the aft lift vestibule, which has a red theme. Staying on the starboard side of the ship, we go back up to the lobby by the Carinthia lounge and then walk forward. The doors on the right lead to the promenade, which we'll come to later. And now we enter into the upper area of the Queen's Room, which has some shops here. The Queen's Room on Cunard's Queen Anne is a stunning ballroom and social hub designed to evoke the grandeur of ocean travel. It features a sweeping spiral staircase, a double-height ceiling, and elegant light fixtures, creating a space that feels both timeless and celebratory. By day, guests can enjoy afternoon tea served by white-gloved waiters, or take part in dance lessons and other activities. By night, the Queen's Room transforms into a lively venue with live music and themed music nights and dancing, especially on the gala evenings, where guests dress in their finest attire. All four Cunard ships have their own Queen's Room, which is the ship's ballroom, and it is very much part of the Cunard backbone. On Queen Anne, the Queen's Room has been controversial, as the space has been modernised and the lack of traditional chandeliers and more contemporary seating, furnishing and colour has felt jarring for some. Also, the venue is a bottleneck on the ship, as there's only one through corridor, which we're in right now, linking forward and aft, that effectively cuts through the heart of the room. We stay on deck 2, down that same corridor, and we find the Shore Experiences and Voyage sales offices. There are some extra benefits to booking on board, including possible extra onboard credit and sometimes a 3% saving. As we hop over to the forward end of the Queen's Room on deck 2, we come to the Bright Light Society, Queen Anne's new cabaret bar. The Bright Light Society is an exclusive show bar aboard Cunard's Queen Anne, designed to offer intimate, eclectic entertainment in a luxurious setting. It's inspired by Cunard's legacy as the first ocean liner company to introduce electric lights. This venue delivers immersive performances that blend music, theatre and spectacle. Guests can expect a rotating lineup of dazzling acts, including burlesque cabaret. The venue is intimate, meaning that spaces are limited and you have to book, but it allows guests to get closer to the action than ever before. The atmosphere is designed to evoke the excitement of entering a secret club, with warmly lit chandeliers, cobalt seating, and a charismatic host guiding guests through the evening. After the show, it turns into a disco later at night. Here are some clips from one of our performances. And from the Bright Light Society, it's just a hop, skip and a jump over to the Golden Lion pub. Before we do, let's take a look at the forward stairway and elevator bank. This is coloured blue. On Queen Anne, there are 3 passenger stairways, forward, midships and aft, and they are colour coordinated in the Cunard colours, blue, gold and red respectively. Stepping into Queen Anne's Golden Lion pub, we are transported into the heart of a traditional British pub, with deep wood panelling, plush leather seating, and charming artworks adding to its character. This isn't just a place to grab a pint, it's a social hub at sea, where guests gather for lively pub quizzes, karaoke nights, and live music. Whether you're enjoying a casual drink or settling in for a hearty Michel Roux curated pub fare, this space offers comfort and camaraderie in equal measure. The pub's signature offering includes Cunard craft beers, brewed exclusively for the cruise line by award-winning microbrewery Dark Revolution. Guests can savour these beers as part of a special tasting flight, immersing themselves in flavours uniquely crafted for Cunard's Voyages. The pub is a tradition across Cunard's fleet. Every Cunard ship has its own Golden Lion pub. Each carries the spirit of a British pub while embracing its own character. Queen Anne's version continues this legacy, but on a grander scale. It's bigger, it's got a brighter, contemporary feel with refined decor that enhances the open, welcoming atmosphere, all while keeping the cherished traditions that guests know and love. The Golden Lion emblem, seen throughout the pub, is a nod to Cunard's proud heritage. Inspired by the rampant lion on Cunard's house flag, it represents strength, tradition, and the company's enduring legacy of ocean travel. It's a reminder that, while the world outside may change, the timeless elegance and warm hospitality of Cunard remains steadfast. And now we leave Deck 2 and go up the stairs to Deck 3, where directly above the Golden Lion pub we'll find the Room 1840 bar and the casino. Tucked within Queen Anne's Empire Casino, the Room 1840 bar offers a sleek and sophisticated retreat, blending the excitement of gaming with the refinement of a luxury cocktail lounge. Here, guests can savour expertly crafted drinks in an atmosphere designed to complement the thrill of the casino floor. But this venue is more than just a stylish bar. Its name carries a deep significance. 1840 marks the founding year of Cunard Line, a pivotal moment in maritime history when Samuel Cunard launched his pioneering transatlantic steamship service with the legendary Britannia. A playful nod to the casino setting, guests can roll the dice to decide their cocktail, making each visit an exciting and unpredictable experience. With a menu inspired by the glamour of classic casinos, Room 1840 ensures that every drink comes with a touch of intrigue. On our cruise, this bar also served as the venue for young adult meetups. And now we enter the Empire Casino. The casino is inspired by Monte Carlo, and it's a stylish yet intimate gaming space with a thrilling mix of classic table games and modern slot machines. Whether you're a seasoned player or just looking to try your luck, there's expert croupiers on hand to guide you through the action. During the day, guests can enjoy exclusive tutorials led by experienced croupiers, offering insights into game strategies, rules and etiquette, which is really good for beginners looking to build confidence at the tables. As night falls, the casino comes alive with dazzling lights and an electric atmosphere. This casino is a no-smoking casino. Staying on deck 3, we now jump right to the aft of the ship, where we enter the upper level of the ship's main restaurant, the Britannia Restaurant. Here, breakfast, lunch and dinner is served for the ship's Britannia class passengers. So this will be all passengers in standard balcony, ocean view or inside staterooms. You can see a stunning two-tiered dining space designed by David Collins Studio. The interiors are inspired by Greek mythology, specifically the Anemoi wind gods, which represent the 4 seasons. This theme is reflected in 4 dramatic glass murals by illustrator John Biggs, depicting the historic frieze of the Anemoi. Architecturally, the space is dominated by 2 central columns that rise to double height, adorned with bronze fins and starburst patterns, reminiscent of a ship's wheel. The restaurant's colour palette is carefully curated to represent the seasons. Winter blues for Boreas, the north wind, warm oranges for Notus, the south wind, golden yellows for Eurus, the east wind, and fresh greens for Zephyrus, the west wind. The design celebrates the movement of the wind and the pattern it creates on the sea. The carpet design subtly interprets air currents, reinforcing the wind-inspired theme. Guests can enjoy a traditional breakfast, a 3-course lunch, and a fine dining experience in the evening, including white glove service. Please note there is no lunch served on embarkation days. There is a dress code after 6 p.m. On gala nights is black tie, and on all other nights, which is most of the nights, it's smart attire. The Britannia Restaurant has two sittings, roughly about 6 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. So the tables are turned over twice. And you can either choose that, in which case you stay with your table and waiting staff throughout, or if you prefer and can be more flexible, then you can go with open dining. And now we ascend back up to the upper level on deck 3. In a moment, if you look over at the spiral staircase that I just walked up, you'll see there's a dramatic 6-metre tall lighting sculpture. The staircase itself has concealed landings, creating the illusion of a corkscrew. Back down to deck 2, and in the corridor linking the lower level of the Britannia Restaurant to the rest of the ship, you'll find the Clarendon Fine Art Gallery. The gallery showcases a rotating collection of over 200 artworks, including original paintings, drawings, sculptures, and hand-signed limited editions. The selection features renowned artists such as L.S. Lowry, Pablo Picasso, Salvador Dali, Cherie Valentine Danes, Fabian Perez, and contemporary figures like Mr. Brainwash. The gallery's offerings are refreshed regularly, with new pieces introduced throughout each voyage. Guests can engage with the art through exclusive events, including artist seminars and curated receptions. The events aim to make art accessible and engaging for both seasoned collectors and newcomers. Purchases made aboard are processed in USD and charged to the guest's onboard account. Artworks can be delivered worldwide via insured courier or collected from any of Clarendon's UK galleries. Still on deck 2, we now go forward to the Royal Court Theatre. You can enter the theatre on deck 3 or deck 2, and on deck 2 you go via these corridors along the side of the main auditorium. Watch out if you're running a little bit late though, because you'll find that you enter the auditorium right by the stage in front of everybody, so it's best in that case to use the entrance on deck 3. Welcome to the Royal Court Theatre, a spectacular two-tiered venue aboard Queen Anne, where classic grandeur meets modern sophistication. All Cunard ships have a Royal Court Theatre, and this one on Anne was designed by Richmond International. It's an 825-seat theatre which offers an immersive experience for every guest. It's draped in rich velvet and deep-toned detailing, and the space evokes the elegance of historic playhouses, while still maintaining a contemporary edge. There's sweeping curves and layered lighting, which draw focus to the stage, ensuring every performance feels intimate and engaging. For added comfort, guests can enjoy drink service delivered directly to their seats, allowing them to relax and indulge whilst taking in the show. However, some have noted that sightlines vary throughout the venue, with the front seating section having a shallow rake that can affect visibility. And also there are some issues with the seats not being offset from the seat in front. And we ascend the stairs to deck 3. We stay at the forward end of the ship and descend to deck 1, where we find the Mareel Wellness and Beauty Spa. The Mareel Wellness and Beauty Spa aboard Queen Anne is designed as a tranquil sanctuary, offering a range of treatments and wellness experiences inspired by the ocean. Guests can indulge in marine-based massages, facials, and holistic therapies, all curated to promote relaxation and rejuvenation. There's a thalassotherapy pool, a Himalayan salt sauna, and a cold room designed to enhance circulation and detoxification. For fitness enthusiasts, there's a spin studio, as well as a state-of-the-art gym, complete with cardio machines, free weights, and a sprung floor for group classes. Guests can also participate in yoga and meditation sessions at the Top Deck Wellness Studio, which we'll see a bit later. We now come to the hydrotherapy suite, which is at the heart of the spa. Guests can purchase a 2-hour pass to this suite, and the current price is $59. We leave the spa on deck 1 and climb 2 decks to deck 3, where we find the Promenade. As we ascend the stairs, you'll see that between every deck there is some artwork in a concept known as vertical galleries. We join the deck 3 promenade toward the aft of the ship on the starboard side. We hang a right and walk down towards the aft. Queen Anne's Promenade encircles most of the ship on deck 3, except for the bow, and is around about 640 metres long, so that's 2.5 laps makes a mile. Let's do a circuit, and this seems like a good time to run through some of the ship's stats. So, Queen Anne is a Pinnacle-class cruise ship built by Fincantieri at their Marghera shipyard in Italy. She entered service in May 2024, and she offers accommodations for up to 2,996 guests, almost 3,000, along with a crew of 1,225. She weighs approximately 113,000 gross tonnes, which makes her the second largest ship in the Cunard fleet, and her top speed is 22 knots, which is about 25 miles an hour. To do this, her two propeller azipods deliver 67,600 horsepower. To put these figures into perspective, Anne weighs approximately 22,600 adult elephants and has the same horsepower as 365 modern Routemaster double-decker buses. Well, look at her go. As we turn up her port side, we have the whole ship ahead of us. Queen Anne is 322.5 metres long, and she stands 64 metres above the waterline. Her draft is 8.12 metres. So far we've enjoyed quite unobscured views. However, unfortunately, much of her promenade is obstructed by lifeboats or superstructure. It is also narrow, with no room for seating or steamer lounge chairs, and add in an artificial deck which isn't real teak wood, and Queen Anne's promenade has been one of her least liked features. Fortunately, there's lots of inviting deck space on the higher decks. This was filmed on a 6-day cruise from Rome to Southampton back in August 2024. This is the jewellery boutique in the Grand Lobby. And this is the watch store. It's a beautiful morning in the Bay of Biscay. A quick glimpse into the Queen's room. And the casino. We turn right and bypass the bow here. Look at these strange dog bone cutouts in the bulkheads that we walk through. If anyone knows why they're this shape, please let us know in the comments. we come to the aft stairwell on deck 3 and ascend to deck 6. Midships on deck 6, on the port side, we'll find our Princess Grill suite. You can see that it's richly decorated in the Cunard red and gold colours, and it's 38% larger than standard balcony staterooms, allowing room for a full sofa at the end with a second TV. I'll upload the full Princess Grill stateroom tour in a separate video if you're interested in more detail. Now for something a little unusual for a cruise ship tour. I'm going to do a full internal circuit of the corridors on an accommodation deck, and I'll explain a bit more about the Cunard classes of travel along the way. I do appreciate this section may not be everyone's cup of tea, so simply skip to a future section if corridors aren't your thing. So, we're on deck 6 at the aft of the ship on the port side. We've passed inside staterooms on our right, and standard balcony staterooms are on our left. You can see the colour-coded chevrons on the carpet, which cleverly point the way to your nearest stairwell. And here we are at the aft stairwell, themed in red. On this section, the artistic theming is vertically striped, and you can see this represented on the panels by the stateroom doors also. A lot of people associate Cunard with being very class conscious, and some of this may be due to their heritage with White Star Line, when passengers were segregated into first, second and third classes. Also, the line's marketing is very much based upon luxury and the golden age of ocean travel, and they're known for their dress code policy, so class in one form or another is implied. However, whilst Cunard do operate 4 main classes of travel, in fact, Cunard applies very little differentiation outside accommodation and dining, everyone can access almost all public areas, unlike many other cruise lines who operate a ship within a ship for suite passengers, and reserve areas in the theatres for suite guests and so on. Cunard doesn't do this, except for a grills lounge and grills deck set aside for grills class passengers. So, there are 4 main classes of travel: Britannia, Britannia Club, Princess Grill and Queen's Grill. You can see how the chevrons in the carpet have changed colour to gold, pointing the way to the midship stairwell. On our left is one of the 2 finest suites on board, the Q1 category Mersey Suite. And this is followed by a row of Princess Grill suites on our left-hand side. Let's start with Britannia class, and by far the most passengers travel in Britannia. Within Britannia you have inside, ocean view and balcony staterooms, and each of those categories has subcategories depending upon the desirability of the location. For instance, these are doors to inside category 1A. The categories and subcategories are denoted by colour on the deck plan. Typically, staterooms in any class, further forward or aft, are less expensive as there's more ship movement there. All Britannia passengers can dine in the Britannia Restaurant, which we saw earlier. Britannia class passengers receive a half bottle of Prosecco in the stateroom as a welcome gift. You get basic tea and coffee making facilities and some biscuits. Here we have the midship stairwell, coloured gold. The priority for embarkation and disembarkation is the lowest, so you'll tend to board later and disembark later. On Cunard, all classes get 24-hour room service, and there's no service charge, and most of the menu is free. Also on Cunard, all classes get a turn-down service when the stateroom is serviced in the evening in addition to the daytime service and prepared for bed. This is very convenient and a lovely touch, and must be quite expensive for Cunard to provide. In Britannia class, you choose either early or late sitting for dining, or you can have open dining. However, then you'll be unlikely to have the same serving staff, which normally isn't such a good experience, as your waiters can really get to know you through the voyage and take care of you. A step up from Britannia class is Britannia Club, and we pass Britannia Club staterooms on our left right now, starting with the subcategory A1. And as we move into the forward section of the ship, denoted by the blue-coloured chevrons and the carpet, it's subcategory A2 on our left. Britannia Club is an interesting one, as the stateroom footprint and decor is normally exactly the same as a balcony cabin in Britannia class, yet the cost can be double Britannia. So, what are you paying for? Well, the main thing is that you have your own dedicated restaurant, which has various benefits. But before we come to these, let's have a look at the forward stairwell, which is coloured blue. Whilst quiet now, on Queen Anne the lifts are very busy, with only 12 lifts for 3,000 guests. Queen Victoria's and Elizabeth have 12 lifts for 2,000, so on Anne, 50% more passengers are squeezed into the same number of lifts. In the Britannia Club restaurant, you have your own dedicated table and can dine whenever you want within the opening hours. The menu is very similar to the main Britannia restaurant, but there are a few additions. Apart from that, in the accommodation, bottled water is provided, so you don't have to pay extra for that, which can be quite expensive. And also, there's a decent coffee machine with Ely coffee pods. Upon embarkation, you receive a full bottle of Prosecco, not a half bottle. And you get fluffier robes too, if you're a robe fan. The next class up is Princess Grill, and we were fortunate enough to be in Princess Grill on this voyage. On Queen Anne, and the ship's Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth, the stateroom is just over a third larger than a standard balcony cabin, and they tend to be located midships in the most desirable part of the ship. On Queen Mary 2, Princess Grill has more space, and you get a stateroom 50% larger than a standard balcony stateroom. On Queen Anne, all of the Princess Grill staterooms are on decks 4 to 8. Decks 4 and 8 are P2 category, and decks 5 to 7 are P1. So this is P1 on deck 6. And the high grade is because their location is slightly better, being more central in terms of decks and further from noise disturbances from the decks above and below. In Princess Grill, you enjoy your own dedicated Princess Grill restaurant. This has a separate menu and also an a la carte menu and tableside flambéed food theatre. And like Britannia Club, you have your own table and can dine whenever you want within the restaurant's opening times. In your Princess Grill suite, you get everything the Britannia Club gets. And on embarkation, with your bottle of Prosecco, you get a small handful of chocolates. Being in the grills means you get access to the grills lounge, but also you get access to the grills deck, where you have a luxurious outside space. Finally, we come to Queen's Grill. These are the finest suites on board, and on Cunard they range from categories Q6 to Q1. On Queen Anne, grades Q6, Q5 and Q4 are around twice the size of a standard balcony cabin. Grades Q3, Q2 and Q1 go up to huge suites, some of them with dining areas, more than one bathroom and a large separate lounge. The bathrooms on Queen Anne are marble and have a separate bath and shower. There's a tour of a Q6 Queen's Grill suite on Queen Anne coming soon to my channel, and already there's a tour up of a Q5 on Queen Mary 2. Queen's Grill has all the benefits of Princess Grill, except on embarkation you receive a chilled bottle of good champagne instead of the Prosecco, together with your chocolates. You also have a stocked bar and can choose from 2 bottles of spirits or wines which are replenished throughout your voyage by your own personal butler. There's customised letter-headed paper available if you wish. You dine in the best restaurant on board with your own dedicated table, the Queen's Grill Restaurant, with some of the finest dining at sea, including tableside flambe and preparation. And of course, you have access to the Grills Lounge and the Grills Terrace. You board first, with a typical boarding time of 12:30, which means you're in time for a lovely lunch in the Queen's Grill restaurant after embarkation. Now, on the left is the other of the two Q1 suites on board, the Solent Suite. Queen's Grill is expensive, but it offers an exclusive and luxurious experience. And now, on our left, we're passing Balcony Club category A1 and then A2. Then Britannia class balcony stateroom category BB. And then, coming up on the left, Britannia balcony staterooms category BD. And on our right, Britannia inside staterooms category ID. At the aft end of the corridor, right at the back of the ship, we have some Queen's Grill suites with a magnificent view to the rear, with two Q3s with dual aspect views at the corners and three Q5s in between. And with that, we complete our circuit of the internal corridors on an accommodation deck on Queen Anne, and we return back to where we started. Let's climb 3 decks to deck 9 and take a look at Queen Anne's version of the buffet called the Artisans Food Hall. Cunard has reimagined the buffet restaurant on Queen Anne. The Artisans Food Hall focuses upon quality, variety and freshness, and guests can often see their food prepared to order in front of them. The Artisans Food Hall is open for breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea and dinner, as well as late-night munchies. This was filmed very early in the morning, so you can see the restaurant is closed at the moment. Tramonto is an extra-charged Mediterranean-inspired specialty restaurant offering an elegant yet relaxed dining experience designed to evoke the warmth and flavours of sun-soaked southern Europe. It features floor-to-ceiling windows that provide expansive sea views, and, on warm evenings, guests can opt for alfresco dining on the terrace. Dishes are inspired from regions such as Sicily, Sardinia and Seville, with a curated selection of wines and cocktails to complement the meal. Currently, Tramonto's cover charge is $20. Some reviews have noted that the restaurant's location, carved out a corner of the food hall, may affect the overall dining atmosphere. The same could be said of Aranya, the ship's specialty Indian restaurant, which is also tucked into a corner of the food hall, this time on the starboard side of the ship. However, it was designed to provide a multi-sensory dining experience with interiors featuring luxurious finishes and those floor-to-ceiling windows. Aranya, meaning forest or wilderness in Sanskrit, reflects a journey through the vibrant flavours and aromas of the subcontinent, evoking the essence of India's diverse regions, from the bustling bazaars of Delhi to the serene landscapes of Kerala and the coastal area. Created by Chef Surjan Singh, known as Chef Jolly, the menu blends traditional Indian cuisine with modern touches. Chef Jolly brings over 30 years of experience from top venues like the Taj Palace in New Delhi and is also a chef judge on MasterChef India. For a $35 cover charge, Aranya offers to provide guests with a taste of India's rich culinary heritage in an elegant setting. As we walk forward from the Artisans food hall, we come to the Pavilion. The Pavilion on Cunard's Queen Anne is a beautifully designed, multi-purpose space that spans decks 9 and 10. It serves as an entertainment and recreation hub, offering relaxation, swimming, dining, and refreshment options in a dynamic setting. Crowning the Pavilion is a retractable glass dome designed by architect Martin Francis, best known for the glass pyramid at the Louvre. This feature floods the space with sunlight by day and opens to the night sky after dark, making the pavilion feel both expansive and intimate. The pavilion includes a central stage and large LED screen, making it a prime spot for open-air film screenings in conjunction with the British Film Institute, live music and other performances. Guests can enjoy a 10-metre pool surrounded by sun loungers, as well as 3 jacuzzi pools raised on platforms. Uniting both decks is a corkscrew staircase designed to do more than simply connect. Its spiral form is crafted to evoke the illusion of the deck unfurling into the space, like a ribbon of the ship's architecture unrolling into the heart of the pavilion. At its foot stands a striking contemporary sculpture by Sam Shendy called Genesis. Made from steel sourced from Queen Anne's first cut, its form is composed of the individual letters of Cunard, creating a vibrant, dynamic piece that speaks to both heritage and reinvention. As we entered the pavilion, you may remember we passed the pavilion grill, serving freshly grilled food from an open kitchen, and the gelateria. And here is the pavilion bar. Up on deck 10, you'll find a wellness cafe providing nutritious and healthy food options. Let's head on up to deck 10 using that spiral staircase. The interiors of the pavilion are by David Collins Studio, evoking the elegance of a botanical conservatory. In my opinion, they've done an incredible job in the pavilion. So often on cruise ships, the indoor conservatory pool can appear too functional, with decor almost added as an afterthought, and not being able to escape from the ambience of a local authority leisure centre. However, on Queen Anne, creative ship architecture, a real flair with interior design, which includes the furnishings and sophisticated lighting, and the addition of art have been transformational. Anyway, enough of what I think. What do you think of the Pavilion? Do let me know in the comments. And we end our tour of the Pavilion with a look at the Wellness Cafe. Staying on deck 10, but moving midships, let's go to the Grills Lounge. The Grills Lounge on Cunard's Queen Anne is an exclusive retreat reserved for guests staying in Queen's Grill and Princess Grill suites. It offers a refined and intimate space where guests can relax with a morning coffee, enjoy a quiet read, or sip on a pre-dinner cocktail in a sophisticated setting. By day, it's a relaxed retreat. However, in the evening, the lounge transforms into an ambient bar, perfect for pre- or post-dinner drinks. Situated between the Queen's Grill and Princess Grill restaurants, the lounge is accessible only to suite guests, ensuring a private and tranquil atmosphere with no charge for tea and coffee. The colour palette and textures in the lounge were inspired by historic Cunard menus, subtly weaving the brand's heritage into the decor. The lounge boasts plush seating in shades of peacock blue and chartreuse, complemented by a skylight that bathes the space in natural light. A striking faux Japanese maple tree serves as a central focal point, adding a touch of nature-inspired serenity. A dedicated concierge is available to assist guests with various needs, from excursion bookings to special requests, enhancing the personalised experience. However, some have criticised the lounge for not having external windows. Just off the lounge, we find the Queen's Grill restaurant, exclusively for Queen's Grill guests. Open daily for breakfast, lunch and dinner, it provides an à la carte menu that showcases a diverse array of dishes, complemented by an always available selection of appetizers and entrees. For those seeking a more theatrical dining experience, specialty dishes such as beef Wellington, rack of lamb or crêpe Suzette can be ordered in advance and are artfully finished and presented tableside, enhancing the sense of occasion. The interior design reflects a harmonious blend of traditional and modern aesthetics. Light colour palettes, accentuated with gold elements, contribute to a refined and luxurious atmosphere. The decor draws inspiration from Cunard's rich history, incorporating Art Deco influences, and they've managed to do this whilst keeping the decor bright, almost ethereal, and maximising the benefit of the expansive windows. The Queen's Grill tradition traces back to the veranda grills on the original Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth ships, where guests paid an extra tariff for exclusive dining experiences. With less Queen's Grill guests, the restaurant is smaller than the Princess Grills on the opposite side. This means they've rather squeezed the restaurant into a long corridor creating some problems. For instance, uncomfortable and awkward bench seating, which you can see just coming up on the left. A frequent parade of waiting staff carrying items from one end of the restaurant to the other, and squeezing tables into some uncomfortable areas, like right next to serving and clearing stations. That said, though, it remains a beautiful restaurant, epitomising fine dining at sea, although arguably the Princess Grill restaurant is nicer. Let's take a look at that now. As you'd expect, the restaurant is exclusively for Princess Grill guests, and straight away you'll see that it is considerably bigger than the Queen's Grill restaurant. Also, you may notice the design is very similar, and in my opinion the greater sense of space is really welcome. Guests here receive nearly all the dining benefits of her Queen's Grill big sister, including tableside preparation and an a la carte menu complemented by always available options. Exceptions include Princess Grill guests not having access to a caviar service, and neither can they go off-piste and ask the chef to prepare anything they fancy, providing the kitchens have the ingredients, which you can do in Queen's Grill, although I've never had the nerve to ask. Not many people request these things, so in my opinion, on Queen Anne anyway, you receive pretty much the same experience as in Queen's Grill. This was our table just here. The tables, elegantly adorned with fine china, crystal glassware, and fresh floral arrangements, perfectly complement the exquisite design elements of the space. From the intricate relief patterns on the ceiling to the warm golden lighting, every detail enhances the ambience. The refined floral wall panels, bespoke carpeting, and thoughtfully curated artwork all contribute to a sophisticated and inviting atmosphere. Here's a taste of some of our dining on our voyage, starting with some crêpes Suzette. And this is a chalk stream trout starter. And this is Dorset lamb. And Michel Roux's chocolate indulgence. From the Grills Lounge and Grills restaurants on Deck 10, it's straight up one deck to Deck 11, where we'll find the entrance to the Grills Terrace, which we'll explore a bit later in the tour. In the meantime, let's pop back down to deck 10 and back to the aft of the ship, where we'll find two more specialty restaurants, Aji Wa and Sir Samuel's. Let's start with Aji Wa, which is a standout addition to Cunard's Queen Anne, marking the line's first dedicated Japanese restaurant and introducing a refined, contemporary take on Japanese cuisine at sea. Designed by David Collins Studio, Aji Wa's interior celebrates the Japanese art motif known as the Four Gentlemen, representing the plum blossom, orchid, bamboo, and chrysanthemum, symbols of the Four Seasons. This theme is reflected in the restaurant's bespoke carpet and custom wall art, which incorporate nature's seasonal colours. The name Aji Wa translates to harmony of flavours, and indeed it offers a diverse menu that blends traditional Japanese techniques with modern culinary innovation. The restaurant features a sit-up sushi and sake bar to observe skilled chefs at work. In the evenings, diners have the option to indulge in an omakase tasting menu where chefs curate a multi-course meal based on seasonal ingredients. Pricing is a la carte, and currently a typical meal might be over $30, and the omakase tasting menu is a set price of $65. And now Sir Samuel's is a refined steakhouse that pays homage to the line's founder, Sir Samuel Cunard. This venue offers a contemporary twist on classic dining, blending Cunard's heritage with modern luxury. It boasts expansive windows which offer an impressive view over the Panorama pool deck. Also, there is a dedicated sun-shaded terrace for al fresco dining. The interior features maritime-themed lighting and plush textures, creating an intimate and sophisticated atmosphere, ideal for leisurely dining. The name Sir Samuel's is a little confusing, because on Cunard's flagship, Queen Mary II, it has always been the cafe, but on Queen Anne, it's been repurposed as the steakhouse. Currently, the cover charge is $35 for lunch and $65 for dinner, with a further 10% discount for booking before embarkation. Moving to the forward of the ship and climbing 2 decks to deck 12, we find the Boardroom. This is a flexible meeting space, and here you can see it's set up for bridge lessons. A bit further forward is the Admiral's Lounge. The Admiral's Lounge is another versatile and quiet meeting room that can also be used for private hire. It is the venue for weddings on board, which are officiated by the captain. Fun fact, the first couple to get married on Queen Anne were Debbie and Dale, back in early summer 2024. Currently, prices for weddings start at $3,600 plus a $935 marriage license fee. Leaving the Admiral's Lounge, it is just a few paces forward to Churchill's Cigar Lounge. The Churchill Cigar Lounge is a distinguished venue across all of Cunard's fleet, offering a refined setting for cigar aficionados in the style of a traditional gentleman's club. Named in honour of Sir Winston Churchill, renowned for his love of cigars, these lounges provide a space where guests can indulge in premium cigars and fine spirits. Interestingly, during World War II, Churchill was transported across the Atlantic aboard the original RMS Queen Mary, where he planned significant wartime strategies. Aboard the Queen Anne, Churchill's continues a tradition as a sophisticated cigar lounge, although updating the decor to something a little softer, more modern, and slightly less masculine. As you'd expect, the cigar lounge has a climate-controlled environment, ensuring an optimal experience for both seasoned aficionados and novices alike. Interestingly, smoking cigarettes is not allowed in the lounge, and we will see the only smoking area on the ship a little later, which is outside at the forward of Deck 14. Across the hallway from Churchill's is the Commodore Club. The Commodore Club is an elegant, light-filled bar offering breathtaking views from the bow of the ship. It's a signature venue across Cunard's fleet, inspired by the legendary Commodores who have captained Cunard ships throughout history. Commodore Club is a Cunard tradition, found high above the bridge on all four queens, each with its own unique design. Queen Anne showcases the latest and largest iteration of the club and has sweeping 270-degree views of the ocean. It pays tribute to Cunard's most decorated Commodores, with a cocktail menu inspired by their legacy. The club is known for its sophisticated atmosphere, making it a favourite spot for pre-dinner drinks or a late-night nightcap. Let's take a look across the bow of the ship, making her way north across the Bay of Biscay. Anne's Commodore Club is another venue designed by David Collins Studio, and it seamlessly integrates Art Deco elements with contemporary flair. Notable design features include epaulette-inspired accents. Gold braiding on chairs and cushions mirrors the epaulettes of a Commodore's uniform, while column stripes replicate the sleeve bands. There is a gold concave ceiling centerpiece with concentric circles evoking vintage navigation instruments and adding a nautical touch to the ambience. Underneath the ceiling concave, there is a very interesting gold sculpture which seems to play with the CC logo. Evenings at the Commodore Club come alive with live music performances, and indeed there is a resident pianist, providing a soothing backdrop to the lounge's sophisticated setting. The combination of music, design and panoramic views creates a truly magical atmosphere, and this venue is a must visit on any cruise. Just next to the Commodore Club, on the port side of the ship, is Queen Anne's Library. This is a serene, beautifully appointed space that offers guests a tranquil retreat for reading, reflection and literary exploration. Cunard has long placed a strong emphasis on reading and learning during sea voyages, and Queen Anne upholds this legacy. The library is home to thousands of volumes covering a wide range of genres, from classic literature to contemporary bestsellers. Guests may borrow up to 3 books per stateroom at a time. Books are catalogued and monitored by a dedicated onboard librarian, an increasingly rare feature among modern cruise lines. On voyages of more than 4 sea days, the librarian hosts a book club with guided discussions around pre-selected titles, giving like-minded guests a chance to connect and share. The library benefits from expansive panoramic windows that flood the space with natural light and offer calming sea views. The library's design was inspired by historic Cunard reading rooms, blending classic elegance with modern comfort and is another David Collins studio project. It features mahogany shelves and cabinetry inlaid with brass detailing, evoking the classic feel of traditional maritime libraries. Note the digital minimalism. Queen Anne's Library is a genuinely analogue experience. There are no e-book stations or digital kiosks, reinforcing its role as a haven from screen time. Like on other Cunard ships, the library also doubles as an informal observation lounge by day, making it one of the more popular hidden gems on board for guests seeking a quiet moment, although you may have to compete for a seat. Fun fact: authors such as Mark Twain, Virginia Woolf, and Noel Coward were all notable Cunard passengers or speakers on transatlantic voyages. Next to the library are the kids, teen and baby zones, offering a supervised experience for young people of different ages. Activities are tailored to their age group. There are either 2 or 3 sessions every day, and after a pre-cruise registration, these are then booked as needed on Cunard's My Voyage app. And now we circle back to the forward stairwell. Let's go outside. We emerge into the early morning on a small deck facing aft. There, on the port side of the ship, we find the outdoor play area for the kids zone. On her starboard side, we have this attractive outside seating area. This is typical of Anne. You'll see lots of different outside deck spaces in which to find a place to relax. Now we hop up a deck to deck 14. Yes, you heard that right. There's no deck 13 on Anne. The Sky Bar is a cute little bar at the forward end of the ship, facing aft. Small but perfectly formed. And here is the Sky Bar again. What a cracking spot for a sunset cocktail. Moving forward, this time up the starboard side of the ship, we come to the deck games area. Here you'll find a table tennis table. You may remember there was an indoor one too on deck 10 of the Pavilion. And then that's followed by a golf net, then a putting green, and behind that, shuffleboard. Further forward, we see deck quoits. There are sun loungers at the starboard forward end of deck 14, protected by a clear windshield. A pleasant seating area separates the deck from the port side, where we find the ship's smoking area. Just aft of the smoking area is the pickleball court, and then we loop back round to where we started. Down the stairs to deck 11. After passing the retractable roof of the pavilion, we come to the Pavilion Wellness Studio. I had to film this mindfully as somebody was using it. Yoga, meditation, and dancing classes are held here. Next, occupying the midship section of deck 11 is the grille's terrace. Access is protected by a key code given to grille's guests. On our right is the other side of the access door we saw from the midship stairwell earlier. The grille's terrace is looking a bit miserable right now, as it's very early morning and the loungers haven't been put out yet. Later on, I'll add a clip of it in the afternoon sun. This is one of the two infinity hot tubs. One design flaw of the grille's terrace is that it separates deck 11 forward from aft. This means that if you're not a grille's guest, and that's most of the ship, then you're unable to pass between forward and aft on this deck level. You have to go down and across. But wait, the grille's lounge and restaurants cut across deck 10 too. So you have to go down 2 decks to deck 9 to walk across and then back up. And even then, If you wish to avoid trips in through the Artisans food hall and the pavilion, you would have to go all the way down to deck 8 at the forward or aft stairway, walk through the accommodation corridors, and then back up the stairway at the other end of the ship. Phew, what a palaver! Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth get round this problem by having the whole grills complex on their own higher decks in the midship section. Queen Mary too bites the bullet and puts the grills complex at the aft of their ship, and to hell with the greater movement there. You can order drinks to your seat on the grills terrace, and afternoon tea is served here too when the weather permits. Queen Anne's iconic red and black funnel. We'll return to this a little later, but for now, on April the 14th, 2023, at the Fincantieri shipyard in Italy, Queen Anne underwent the significant funnel lift, where a massive crane installed the funnel atop the ship. Here's a look at the grills terrace in the afternoon. And that's the skylight down to the grills lounge we toured earlier. Leaving the grills terrace, continuing aft, we descend one deck to deck 10, where there is a secluded mini-deck on the port side. This is one of the many hidden deck spaces upon Queen Anne. It looks a little sad right now, but try to imagine it in the sun with the lounges out. This equivalent deck over on the starboard side houses the archery centre and some deck games. Back up to deck 11 and we continue aft. The iconic red and black funnel has been a hallmark of Cunard ships since the mid-19th century. Originally conceived by shipbuilder Robert Napier, this distinctive colour scheme made Cunard vessels instantly recognisable in port worldwide. Originally, the red hue was achieved through a special paint mixture that, when heated, produced a vibrant red-orange shade. The black bands served both aesthetic and practical purposes, concealing soot marks from the coal-fired boilers. Now, Queen Anne's gas scrubbers mean she has a much cleaner exhaust. There's the obligatory huge chessboard. Presumably the pieces are in the cupboard there. Still moving aft, and yes, there in the distance, that really is someone reserving his sun lounger at dawn. And here, at the aft of deck 11, is the Cabana Bar. The Cabana Bar offers a relaxed, tropical-inspired retreat. It draws inspiration from sun-drenched beach bars and provides a casual but stylish setting. It has a partially covered layout, offering both shaded areas and open spaces for sunbathing, catering to guest preferences for comfort and ambience. Descending to deck 10 and still moving aft, we passed the exterior of Sir Samuel's Steakhouse that we saw earlier on the left-hand side, and we then passed through its external terrace. There is a good view down to the Panorama Pool, and we can see that people are getting their early morning swims in. The Panorama Pool Club is a stylish open-air retreat offering a monochrome striped pool, hot tubs, and a mix of sun lounges and shaded seating, all with sweeping ocean views. By day, it's a calm, sunny space for swimming and cocktails with full waiter service. By night, it comes alive with live bands and DJs, perfect for evening socialising under the stars. And now we descend to the Panorama Pool Club on deck 9. As we come towards the end of this marathon video tour, I'd like to leave you with my impressions of Queen Anne. Whilst she isn't perfect, I think Queen Anne is a stunning ship, and Cunard have done a cracking job of honouring its tradition and heritage, whilst incorporating a contemporary freshness and vibrancy. She has over 4,000 pieces of art throughout the ship, and together with very thoughtful and imaginative design, it seems every corner holds interest, and she's a pleasure to sail on. As they say, a thing of beauty is a joy to behold. Making this video tour has been a huge learning curve and a labour of love, so thank you so much for watching all or part of it. Please let me know what you think of Queen Anne in the comments, and if you appreciated this tour, consider liking it and subscribing so you don't miss more Cunard videos coming soon. That's it. I'm David from Curious to Travel. Stay curious.